right, 3, 2, 1.
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back.
You're back.
I love it.
Welcome back.
I fucking miss this.
Did you really?
Seriously.
How long was
Dude, I feel like we haven't recorded in like 3 weeks, but it's not that, obviously.
It's not?
No.
That's what,
yeah, you know what? You know what it might be?
Yeah, because we didn't record that
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we didn't record that for a week, so it has been like 3 weeks.
No, because we did a Thanksgiving edition. But we did that before.
Yeah, we did it before.
Yeah.
We did it the day before Thanksgiving.
Was it?
Yeah, the day before Thanksgiving.
So yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. So, was it the day before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was something stupid like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man. So how's it going, man?
It's good, man. Your presence was missed on here for sure.
Hey, you know what, dude? I heard you and Mike. You guys did great.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I know Mike. Now, I don't know how it was received by everybody else.
Yeah.
But
I know Mike too. I've known Mike for 3 years, and I remember before you first met him, I told you I was like he's not that talkative. He's very low key.
Yeah.
He's a very he's kind of a mysterious guy. When I first met him, I was like, all right, this guy is. I was like, I feel like this guy's hiding something from me.
He secretly kills people on the side.
Oh no, for sure. That could have totally been the end.
Yeah.
I think Mike would agree too, because he I would, because when me and you talk, I said one person says something, and we go on for like 5 minutes or whatever.
Right.
And when I first met Mike, it wasn't. I don't think it was that. You know what I mean? Like I would say something expecting a longer conversation. He'd be like, yeah. And just singular stuff. But he's, I've known him for 3 years now. You
got used to it.
We got used to each other, and I was very proud of him because he did really good on the podcast.
I think he definitely did us justice. Yeah. So if you're hearing this, Mike, you did a great job, brother. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm glad.
But however, I did miss it.
Yeah.
I love recording, dude. I you know what's funny? I didn't realize how much I loved recording until I stopped doing it.
Really?
Until we stopped and we went on a little break.
Because I'm sure it happens when when we're not recording, we're just going about our days.
Right.
And then we think about something and you're like, oh, I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Right now.
And it's funny because I was antsy to record this week. You know, I called you yesterday. You were busy or whatever. But I was just antsy. I was very antsy to record.
You wanted to get back in the booth.
Put me in the booth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's funny. Well, you're here now.
Yeah, brother. How was your week? How were your holidays?
It just started. We're in. This is being recorded.
How was Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah, it was cool. It was good. Went to both. My families.
Did you grub?
No, because my grandma from my dad's side, she knows that I'm really picky about Thanksgiving food.
So did she make what you like?
Yeah, she made me something.
So did you grub on what you like?
Yeah, I did very briefly, and then we went back home, and then there's 5 different conversations going on loudly, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go hide in my room now, and I'm gonna go hide in my room and read and just watch the X-Files the rest of the day now.
That's cool.
So yeah, it was a typical Thanksgiving for me. What about you?
Yeah, man, I made the turkey. I made most of the shit, actually.
Really?
I didn't burn that shit, and it came out pretty fucking good, if you ask me. Yeah.
You were proud of yourself?
I was very proud of myself.
That's good. How early did you wake up? I heard you're going to wake up super early.
So, woke up at 7.
Okay, not too bad then.
Yeah, I was supposed to wake up at 5.
Yeah, well, that's what when you told me that shit, I was like, just to make a turkey.
Yeah.
Just to make a turkey.
Well,
it takes a long time, but I was like, God damn, man. I was like,
Took it out a few times to
because you guys had a game plan.
Yeah.
You guys wanted okay, I wanted to eat at this specific time.
Yeah.
And
we're a little couple hours over.
It didn't go. It didn't come to fruition.
My dad wanted to eat at 12, right?
Right.
We ate at 2:33.
Okay, not too.
Fine.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's fine. It's kind of funny though. I guess most people who cook can agree with this. When you cook food and you cook a lot of food for a lot of people, your appetite for some reason dies.
Really?
You don't feel like eating once you're done. You'll eat, but you won't.
When you cook for a bunch of people.
When you cook in general.
Really?
Yeah. Especially more.
When I make my sunny side up eggs, man, I was like, oh fucking.
No. For yourself, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But when you cook for a lot,
right?
It's like for some reason you lose your appetite. I'll eat, but I won't eat as much as if someone else cooked for me. I would eat. You know what I mean? It's stupid, but I don't know why. It's always been like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a psychological aspect
Maybe
to it.
because you're just tired of being there.
And you're looking at this stuff this stuff that you're trying to make for food for everybody that's gonna I'm sure you're tired of everything. You're tired of cooking. You're tired of looking at it.
I'm sitting here looking at this turkey, and I'm like, dude, I stuffed this bitch full of stuffing.
Or maybe you just feel disgusted that you just violated the turkey.
I don't think it's disgusting because I ate it. So
yeah,
I don't know, brother. It was crazy though.
As long as everybody grubbed and had a great time.
Yeah, I got some criticism from my sister.
Oh, what'd she say? I want to know.
I mean, obviously my mom cooks the shit right when she cooks.
Yeah.
But I feel like she was comparing me to my mom, and obviously I'm not gonna cook as good as my mom.
It's a high bar.
But I felt like I did pretty good. You know what I mean? It wasn't terrible to eat. You know what I mean?
Everybody ate.
Yeah. So
what was the criticism?
She's like, I don't know. It's not the same. I was like, what? Eat shit. How about that?
Eat with the dogs outside. Yeah. That's so funny.
I don't know.
Well, hey, man. I think I think it's a very important responsibility to cook on Thanksgiving.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a very important. The day is practically all about eating some food.
Yeah.
That's the holiday.
Giving thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
People, when people walk in the door, they're like, "Oh, is the food ready?"
They're not ready for thanks.
Like, "Oh, thank you for being in my life." No, they want to know if the mac and cheese is done.
You know what I'm saying? I made some mac and cheese too. That shit came out pretty fire too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. But yeah, that was we're December 11th is being recorded.
December 11th.
We're in the holidays season, man.
Yeah, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm actually in the Christmas spirit hardcore right now.
I know when you called me earlier, you were like, "I'm gonna go to Walmart. I want to decorate my desk." And
I want to decorate my front office, like the whole office.
Your whole dang, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty festive.
Yeah, and it's funny because I don't know if everybody at my work looks at me like a Grinch or something.
Like a Debbie Downer or something?
Yeah, but for Halloween, I didn't want to decorate.
Why not, man?
Because it's one fucking day. And I don't feel like putting up all this shit just to take it down the next day. You know what I mean? Mm. And then I didn't want to decorate for Halloween, I guess, or Halloween. Thanksgiving, because people put up fucking leaves or whatever. I don't know. But
it's kind of piggybacking, yeah.
And then I told one of the girls that I work with, I was like, you know what, I want to decorate for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. They're like, what?
Yeah. So the other day, I think it was yesterday, I brought lights.
Wow.
That I had here at the house, and I brought a little Christmas tree, a little miniature one.
Yeah.
And I took it, and they liked it or whatever. And then a bunch of people from our other departments were like, "Oh wow, see Hector, look, you can decorate." And they were like, "Hector brought that," and they were like, "What?" They were all surprised. It was funny.
You're growing a reputation.
Yeah, and I was like, "Am I a Grinch or something?" They were super surprised. I was like, "I guess." So
I don't know.
I got in this Christmas spirit. It's funny.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
But so after this, we're gonna go buy some shit.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I may hopefully get something to eat because I'm kind of hungry.
You're hungry? What do you feel like eating?
I don't know. Let's not talk about it. When I talk about eating, I feel disgusted with myself.
Okay.
I was like, I'm fucking fat.
Whatever. I guess.
But anyway.
But yeah, man, it was cool. I mean, I had a great last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I just recently, obviously I wasn't on the last week's podcast. I was on vacation.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I flew to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed there for 3 days. Then,
3 fucking days.
Yeah, and then drove to Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed there for a day, and then
just a day, huh?
Yeah, just for one day to the next. So
okay.
Then we went to Washington D.C. for 2 days.
Right.
That was okay too.
That was okay.
Yeah.
What was the highlight?
Philadelphia for sure.
Philly?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
New York was great. The only bad thing I can say about New York is fucking driving and parking sucks ass.
I bet.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's subway, everything. And it's hard to like they were doing construction on the subway, so you had to take a bus to catch another subway. It was crazy.
Right.
So
just transportation
in general kind of was ass, but
it
was cool. You got, to me, my mom was kind of complaining because it's we were staying in Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not fancy, it's how they live. Right. And I feel like when you do a vacation and you're trying to get the full experience of how people live in certain spots, you have to live like them, and that doesn't always mean a 5-star hotel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so she was like, so when we stayed because we stayed in an apartment, I Airbnb'd it.
Oh yeah.
And it was small, but she was expecting a 5-star hotel. She wanted to stay at the Plaza and shit. I'm like, you're tripping, dude. this is what I want. Like, I wanted to live like how New Yorkers live.
Yeah.
And it was cool. We did. We lived like that. You know, there's a fucking deli across the street.
That's cool.
There's a little liquor store around the corner. It was dope, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and
yeah.
It's funny because what I experienced out there, at least for me, like I stayed in the, I guess you would say the hood there. You know, it was Bushwick. You know, that's actually the neighborhood like 6ix9ine lives on, like that, all that, those Bloods or whatever. But like, you seen like people walking in the street, but you didn't see no like hard asses. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone kind of just mind their own business and kept it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciated that. Like here, like in San Bernardino, like you walk to the corner, you'll see some guy fucking mad dogging you for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like there, it was just like you can tell if somebody was like a troublemaker, but he minded his own business or whatever. You know what I mean? So
right.
like, don't fuck with them. You don't fuck with me. Like this is how I guess I felt like that's how it was.
Yeah.
I respected it, so
okay.
It was dope. I appreciated New York for what it was. I would go back for sure. So
alrighty,
it was fun. I tried the best pizza I've ever tried there.
What was give the shout out? Who's the pizza place?
Lenny's Pizza.
Lenny's Pizza, New York.
It was filmed in Saturday Night Fever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, John Travolta.
Shit was amazing.
Yeah,
I tried like 8 pizza places out there.
What is this so different? Because like, obviously I have a plain like a vanilla view of how I perceive pizza. You know, like it just sauce, cheese, and pepperoni, whatever the fuck. What differs from like what we have?
I can't even explain.
What is it like?
I don't know.
The taste, like
trust me, I'm on your team. I was like you. That's why when I went to New York, I was like, this is why I got to try it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we legit tried like maybe 8 different pizza places.
God damn, that's a lot of pizza.
No, I'm exaggerating. Maybe like 4 or 5. But like the first 4, I was like, I mean, it's good, but like, what else you got? You know, it was like.
Okay, but even those with your like, you're saying those were just okay or good.
Yeah, like
but compared to us,
right? It's good.
Really,
it's good. But listen,
okay.
That wasn't enough to sell me to bring me back here and be like, you got to try New York pizza. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just those 4 alone.
Yeah.
Now, when I tried Lenny's, I was like, okay, this is what they're talking about. This pizza right here, I would go back for.
Really?
Remember when I told you I went to Oklahoma? Or when I moved to Oklahoma, there was a pizza, a burger spot.
Yeah, a burger spot.
That if I was a millionaire, I'd fly there just to eat that burger.
Yeah.
There's a pizza, Lenny's, I would go fly to go eat that damn pizza. Really? Seriously.
Can you separate at least the 4 previous pieces before Lenny's to that said pizza?
What do you mean?
Like compare it. Okay, don't compare it to our pizza. Compare. It
still surpasses theirs by a lot. The other 4 pizzas.
But like, how? What's the fucking thing?
Tastes better.
Try your best. Try your best. Explain.
I don't know because there was some pizzas that had ricotta cheese, and you don't get that out here. Okay. The ricotta cheese is like thicker cheese.
Okay.
And it tastes better. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's it, but dude, it was crazy.
I guess it's something that we'll never understand.
Yeah, unless you try it. And I'm with you. I'm on your team. Trust me. Every time someone,
I don't like pizza, so yeah.
But what I mean is like every time someone went to New York and they came back and they were like, dude, the fucking pizza, and I'm like, oh, dude, it's just fucking pizza. It's 3 simple ingredients. What more difference can it be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So like I get you. I understand what you're saying. But until you try it, it's like I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Oh, I thought that was a cat or something.
I was like, what the hell is that?
If anybody's hearing that in the back.
That's a street behind my house.
Oh, yeah. We live...
It's Santa. Pause it.
No way. Hector's saying it's Santa, and he's about to go outside to see Santa right now. How adorable.
Drop the joint.
So how was Santa?
Whatever.
That was great, though, man. I thought that was really a pure moment that just happened right now. Because you came in like really upset. You're like, delete it, bro. Delete. Why?
Because this shit's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing, man.
Whatever. We kept it.
Yeah.
You guys heard me.
I convinced him. I convinced him to keep it.
You guys heard me getting excited for Santa. Yeah, driving by the house.
But I'm sure you had fucking a crazy memory back then when you were a fucking kid.
Obviously, they've done that my whole life here.
Exactly. So it's like it's one of those pure moments where like the kid out of us, like it's how to describe it. It's the kid inside, all of us, because there's kind of like a thing with, grown-ups where it's like, we hate adulting, right? And I'm sure there's a time where we would like to go back to where we didn't believe, like, like kids don't believe in race. Like, they don't know what fucking racism is. They don't know shit, the innocence. You know what I mean? And that's just a part of, part of growing up, you know what I mean? And, you want to go back to those times so bad, And that was just, a little expert of, of you just popping as a kid, you know what I mean? For Santa. A fake Santa, by the way. He's not really Santa.
Clearly.
I'm just kidding.
Jerk.
That's great, though. I was happy to see that. It was a warm moment,
Seriously?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm being fucking dead serious, man.
I don't know, brother.
Because I rather, that impresses me more than, oh, yeah, I'm fucking grown-ass man. Fucking cocksucker type of, vibe to it. You know what I mean? That was a pure moment.
Santa. Oh, shit. I'm embarrassed. Whatever.
Don't be, man. That was great.
But anyways,
all the girls are going to be like, oh.
They're going to, no.
No.
What? So you're a kid, bro.
No. Absolutely not.
I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit.
Good. I'm glad. You shouldn't care what people think.
What were we talking about before that shit happened? New York? Was I talking about pizza? I don't know.
We're talking about New York pizza and how we can't fucking describe how the fuck New York pizza
it was great. Philadelphia was my favorite part. However, the reason being, I'm a huge Rocky fan. If anybody knows me, you fucking know this. I love the series. Right. I plan on getting this bastard tatted on me, soon.
And some quotes.
If you know the Rocky series, you know what quote I'm talking about.
That's love when you want to get it fucking branded on you forever. It's like,
what was great about fucking Philadelphia, though?
What was great about Philadelphia? Waking
up 4 a.m. And I told myself I was going to do this. I can't tell myself to do this now here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I can try to wake up at 4 a.m. and
but
try
your
to
body's not going to be like, no.
Fuck no.
Stay in bed.
I was super excited to wake up at 4 a.m. to go run there in Philadelphia.
Really?
To the steps. It was great. It was awesome. It was a dream come true. Like, seriously.
Would you say that's another moment where, like, kind of like the kid came out of you, but, like, I mean, you watch those movies at a young age, and it's like, so, like, it makes an impact on your life.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know what? I wish I would have timed it differently. I wanted to get, like, to the steps as soon as the sun was rising, like in the movie. Yeah. But, no, I got there, and it was still nighttime. It was still...
Still, though, man, that's a big moment of your life.
It was great. I enjoyed it. It was something I'll remember forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Something I'll tell people... my kids'
kids. Tell your children, man.
It was great, dude. And I have it on video, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Super great.
That's a great, I mean, as shit talk as we did on technology about, being in the moment, I'm sure that's a moment that you don't want to, forget.
That was dope, for sure.
That's cool.
I actually have a funny story.
Tell it.
When we were there on the steps, me and my brother, because my brother came with me.
Mm-hmm.
When we were there on the steps, there's like this little, like, walkway on the side of the steps, and it's like bushes and shit. So on the side of through that walkway is the Rocky statue.
Yeah.
Now I told my brother, I was like, Raymond, we could go this way to go to the Rocky statue. It's dark as hell, but you see there's a walkway, but it's dark, very dark.
So it's a little, fear of the unknown a little bit. Yeah.
It's a little sketchy. I'm like, so we start walking, right?
Right.
And I turn on my light on my phone because it's dark. I want to see what I'm walking.
Mm-hmm.
So I turn on my light and I'm walking in there. And as soon as I get close, a fucking fox hops out of the bushes.
Way.
A fox. No bullshit. A fox. A red fox. I don't know if those are like known there.
A
like
thing?
Yeah, like a thing.
Like a fox is in Philadelphia?
Dude, a fox fucking came out and I was like, holy shit. And I backed up. But I didn't run. I wanted to run.
If you ran, that shit probably would have
chased me. So I stood there and I was like, kind of just walked away.
Like, what are we doing here?
And I was like, Raymond, there's a fucking fox right there. And he was like, dude, he got fucking scared too, and he fucking took off.
He ran.
Yeah, but he was already lower than me. And
so he had a good head start.
And I fucking just walked away, and he kind of like jogged at me, and I was like, fuck you, dude. And it's little, but it's a fox. You know what I'm saying? So
his teeth is probably good.
And I was like, holy shit. And I was telling my brother, I was like, dude, it's a fucking fox. And he was like, you wanted to go over there. I was like, fuck.
You didn't go after him?
Fuck no, I went the long way.
He said that's the fox. That's the fox.
Dude, it was crazy.
Damn.
It was super. It scared the shit out of me. I was like, tripping.
The fox. That's funny.
It was so funny, but yeah, it was scary.
Great experience though, right?
Yeah, man, I loved it. I lived every moment.
And your dad's a huge Rocky fan too, so I'm sure it was a big moment to
You know what? He was actually sad. Not sour. Sour is like bitter, but like
yes.
He was kind of sad that he was gonna go with me supposedly because I was telling him I was
gonna go to the steps.
Yeah, so he got the most Z's out of anybody. I only slept for like 2 hours that night because I was so excited to go.
Really?
But like when we woke up in the morning, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go run the steps." He was like, "Oh, okay." Right. He stayed asleep
when he woke up.
So to check it out, my brother wasn't gonna even go with me.
No,
I went by myself. I walked down our hotel room, went to the bottom, and then my brother texted me, "Wait for me, I'm gonna go." I was like, "All right." So I waited for him like 5 minutes. I guess supposedly when my brother went down, my dad was like, "Fuck, I wonder if I should go." Like he was still awake, and
oh really?
I guess he was like, "Nah, they're probably too far." And he didn't go. So,
that sucks, man.
So he didn't run at 4 in the morning. We did go later on in the day, though, so he can see it. So he did go up there. We got on video for him to run up there. But it was cool. You know, he got to do that. He got to at least run it. So, but he didn't do it at the 4 in the morning. Like, and we were the only ones there.
Yeah, I remember you
at
telling me
4 in the morning. We were the only ones out there. It was, dude, like in the movie in part 1 when he goes out running, he's literally the only one in the street, right?
Yeah.
He's literally the only one in the street. So. You know, you see, it's funny because you see in that first scene, you see like the guys throwing the newspapers.
Yeah, orange.
And it's just like that.
It still looks like that, huh?
Crazy, dude.
Really?
Like people are just, you know, you see one person working in the street.
Yeah.
Couple cars.
That's crazy.
It was great.
In the year we live in, 2018, then
that's what I thought.
There was no like change at all to it.
At all. There's no one out there.
I'm sure there would be an outrage if there were, though.
You know, I was expecting at 4 in the morning a lot of people to be doing it.
Right.
To just try to do the Rocky thing. You know what I mean?
I'm sure the people of Philadelphia have done it plenty. That's the thing,
I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
But where I was staying at,
Philadelphia,
and people who live in Philadelphia don't live there. It's all during downtown. You know, it's where the tourists are. So I expected people to be out there. So, but it's funny because on the way back, when we were walking back, then you started seeing people kind of jogging that way, and I was like, I wonder, you know, we just woke up too early. But
did you want to? But would you rather have it by yours, like you and your brother? And
by ourselves, that was perfect.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
That's good.
I was literally on the top of those steps, and I was like, Rocky is a worldwide.
Yeah,
it's a franchise.
He's an icon. It's an icon. Yeah, it's an iconic thing. Yes.
So I'm sitting there on the steps, right, and I'm like. People around the world are probably watching this movie, thinking about this place, and I'm the only one here right now. You know what I mean? It was great. It was great just to think like that. And I'm sitting there on the steps, and I'm like I'm the only one here right now.
Yeah.
No one in the world is here right now. You know, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, who could be, you know, thinking about those steps, like shit, I gotta be there in the morning or something stupid. You know what I mean? Like
for filming.
Thinking about those steps, and I'm the only one there right now. I don't know. Yeah. Just stupid shit like that. I was thinking.
No, man, it was a moment.
And then while we were out there. We did this thing called the Rocky Tour.
The Rocky Tour,
and basically, it's this guy. His name's Mike Kunda, and he knows Sylvester Stallone. He's friends with him.
Really?
They're actually gonna make a documentary about this dude.
About Mike Kunda?
Yeah, it's called The Pretender, and he basically won an award a long time ago, impersonating Rocky.
Oh, I remember when there was a video you posted. I was like, he looks like he could be his closest relative for sure.
Dude, he does great. Dude. He does great. He's an awesome dude. He actually enjoyed us because we were asking him shit that normal Rocky fans wouldn't ask him.
Yeah, you got some marks, man.
Oh, yeah, we were asking him like about Chuck Webner and shit. He knows Chuck. He's very good friends with Chuck too. And dude, he was saying like, you know, Chuck's a mobster, dog. Off the record type shit, you know what I mean? And it was great. I enjoyed it.
And you could contact him for tours, right? If you want to give him a shout out.
Yeah, man.
You know, boom business.
It's called the Yo Philly Rocky Tour. If you guys ever go Philadelphia, you want to take that tour, he's great. Mike Kunda. Great dude.
Great recommendation.
Yeah, awesome. I would take the fucking tour again.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That's how cool it was, huh?
Yeah.
So great. He took you to the restaurant. He took you to the
rest. You know what? He doesn't normally take people to we went to the restaurant. He takes people to the restaurant.
Yeah.
But he doesn't normally take people inside.
Oh, really?
He got us inside, bro. It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it was great. It was so great.
That's cool, man.
It was Yeah, he's sitting there and he was like, yeah, man, this is where they shot this scene. And I was actually here when they filmed this spot. And I was like, man, that's crazy. It was great. I loved it so much.
And then you went to DC.
DC was great.
Yeah, DC was good?
DC was good. You know, I got to see monumental stuff. Actually, the monument. The
Pun intended.
The Lincoln Memorial, which is great. You know, 30-foot high, Abe Lincoln. Saw where Forrest Gump found Jenny.
That would have been my highlight. I'd have been
that
like,
was cool.
My God, Jenny.
You know what's funny? In the movies, they make it look bigger than it is. It's not that big.
No,
It's not. It's big. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking huge. It's long, but like in the movies, I don't know.
No, for sure. Like if you want to know the Lord of the Rings movies, like they did like special effects kind of thing to make the hobbits look smaller than they actually were. It's kind of interesting. Like Hollywood, they have their tricks to make shit. And you know what's funny? Bigger.
Just the way the cameras are, because when we were sitting there, because we went to Rocky's apartment in Rocky 1, you know that street when he goes
with a whole bunch of like steps.
Yeah, so we you know when he goes back when Mick comes and says you need a manager or whatever, and he goes out and he chases Mick down the street. That street looks long as shit, right?
Yeah.
It's not that long, dude. It's like from here to my car.
Really?
It's not long at all. But in the movie, it seems like he ran like a little block to go get him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's interesting. Well, that's how I feel because like when I was at the MGM Grand and I took a picture, at the Octagon when I went to the UFC fight, and I look at the picture, I was like, that looks a lot farther than it actually is. I don't know if it's just cameras in general.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? But like, totally.
That's true. Because remember when we went to the Eminem concert?
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Like on our cameras, it looked like we were kind of far.
Yeah.
But we weren't that far.
I didn't feel like I was far away.
Me neither. Yeah. Me neither. So you're right. Maybe the cameras do it, but yeah, man. There's a lot of illusions that I kind of picked up on. Like even Mick's gym.
Oh, Mick's gym.
It didn't look
as big as you thought it was.
Yeah.
Really? You're like, oh, it's small.
Yeah. It was cool. Funny. We saw a lot of Creed spots too.
Yeah.
For the new movies.
That's cool.
It was great.
That's good, man.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed it, but the Washington was cool. It's kind of weird because we were there, and as I don't know if you know, but like George Washington Sr. recently died, and they had his like.
Who?
George Washington. I'm embarrassed. George Bush.
Yes, George H.W. Bush.
Yeah,
yes.
George Bush died.
Yes.
And they had this.
While you were there, or was it?
No.
It was before.
Before that, but they had a little like a viewing of him.
Oh yeah.
24/7 for 3 days.
Right.
Anyone could go. My dad wanted to go. I didn't want to go.
You didn't care.
I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were in town because of that.
Oh.
Important people.
Oh.
Like prime ministers of other countries, people, presidents of other countries, people.
Right.
And I think Barack Obama was there too.
Really?
A lot of people were there. Bill Clinton was there.
Oh wow. Shout out Bill.
Just a lot of people were there.
Yeah.
And we seen like fucking security and Secret Service backing up streets while we were walking and shit. Yeah. It was crazy. And then my brother, I guess, because my brother, he was so tired from everything, he kind of slept while we were walking around during the day at Washington.
Yeah.
In Washington. But later on at night, he went and walked by himself out there, like, to go see some shit.
Yeah.
And he went to the White House, and when he was by the White House, I guess another important person was driving by. And I guess Secret Service was like, back the fuck up. Like, they were like,
damn, really?
Yeah, to my brother. So I was like, shit, Raymond, like, I wonder, if that was probably Trump or something. Like, they were pissed.
That's funny, man.
But Secret Service is no joke out there. Like,
no, they don't.
No fucking joke. Like, there's Secret Service everywhere.
Their job is to die for the president.
I was literally like, we were at the in front of the White House, and Secret Service there is just there with a dog, right, with fucking machine gun or whatever.
Right.
And I'm sitting there looking at him, and he's looking at me like, I'm trying to make eye contact with this dude, and he's looking at me like, make a move, motherfucker. Make a move.
Yeah.
And I had my goatee, right? Like, it's before I shaved. I was like, dude, I probably look like a fucking Iraqi terrorist.
That's very funny. Yeah, those guys don't fuck around, man.
Nah, man.
I'm sure if your brother would have threw a pen on the floor, they would have jumped on top of it thinking it was a bomb.
Probably would have shot that fucker.
Yeah, it's a... Yeah, don't fuck around with the Secret Service.
I felt uncomfortable there.
Yeah? Like, what do you mean? Like, as far as, like, like...
I felt like I was being watched all the whole time. Yeah.
That's great. That's bad.
I didn't want to pick a nose or nothing, dog, just because I didn't want that on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Pick a wedgie out or anything,
you know
like.
what I'm saying?
They laugh at like,
so,
look at this guy.
It was cool though. I saw the White House, the monument, the Lincoln Memorial.
Well, tell the story how your dad was driving.
It's not a true story.
What do you mean it's not a true story?
He wasn't driving. We were parked.
What?
so
you lied to me?
So check it out. So my dad was tired the whole trip, right?
Okay.
I can't make my dad look like that. So
I can't believe you fucking lied to me.
So literally,
bitch,
we stopped for like 10 minutes because my mom had to use the restroom, and in those 10 minutes, my dad knocked out. Like he knocked out. So that's why I recorded him. Like he was knocked out. So, but he looked like he's still driving. And
is he in the driver's seat?
He's in the driver's seat.
Okay.
And I recorded him. I recorded.
Yes, you showed me.
And I made a joke to Paul, and I was like, "Look at dude, I woke up and my dad was sleeping while we were on the freeway."
But you know,
it looked like it, so it was funny.
That's funny. I guess they say never let a lie get in the way of a good story.
Yeah.
So I guess I get it, but then I was thinking, before you go any further, I was thinking to myself, I was like, now that you're telling me this, it makes sense because when you wake up and you see that your driver is fucking...
I'm not going to record
You're not going to fucking record. That's not the first thing you do is record. And I think I said that when you told me that video. I was like, Hector's falling victim to this technology bullshit. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like I was very furious and confused. So I'm really glad that wasn't the case. And I'm glad that your dad was fully aware.
So I told my dad
that you told me that
I told you he was fucking dying. He was like, man,
you fucking hucksters.
I was telling him, Paul was like, I'll never drive with Sergio again, man. My dad was like, oh man.
You laid out a bad image of him, man.
Yeah, it was funny.
Well, now I'm glad that's not the case. Yeah, I'm glad
that's not the case. It's funny though.
It's a very like I said,
funny. It was Clark Griswold type.
Yeah, never let a lie get in the way of a good story. That was a great story. I laughed a lot. We had a great laugh.
Yeah. And
now we know it was fake.
The funny thing is, the reason why I came up with that story is because everyone was asleep in the back, and then when they woke up, I was like, dude,
this guy was
this fool was sleeping. Yeah, and they were like, what the fuck, Dad? This shit was funny.
That's great. That's great. That's why I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
That's great. That's very funny.
My dad was tired.
Yeah, I bet.
Dude, literally those 6 days took a lot
out of you guys. Yeah.
That's
very funny. I'm surprised you wanted to hang out the day after you came back. I was like, oh man, you're probably tired.
A lot of people were surprised I went to work the next day. So,
you did, that's right.
I went to work. But you know, I was a little jet lagged. Even though it's only 3 hours, a little jet lagged.
Yeah. Could use like a 3-day nap.
I only needed 1 day to recover.
Yeah.
I think I'm good now.
That's good. Well, I'm glad, man. I'm glad you got that experience. I'm glad you got home safe.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
And before we start any further, let's go to the sponsors. And I'm just kidding.
I was like, no, we ain't there yet.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
No, we ain't there yet. I don't think we'd ever be there.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? I've been thinking about what I want to do more in the future. I've been thinking about possibilities.
Drop it on me, brother.
Yeah, I don't know why, because like. Because I feel like my writing's been lackluster, and I feel like my writing's at its best when like I just like talk, like just empty my mind on the paper. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm not a really good speaker. I feel like I'm a lot better. How do you say interpreting my thoughts on paper. So I don't know. I kind of like came up with this idea. I was like, I want to go to like creepy places or like stuff that's happened or something like that, and just chill there and just like write my thoughts down of like how I feel just being there. You know what I mean? Like like go to a forest and just not camp out there because I have no business camping out anywhere. But just to be in like a dark forest and just chill there and just write down my thoughts and just maybe something like maybe a story would conjure a little bit when I do that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's an interesting thing that I'm really like kind of favoring.
So you kind of want to put yourself in atmospheres of where maybe your mind might wander.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean?
Because what you're saying.
Yeah, it's I I don't know. It's kind of thing. You know what I thought about the other day too, just to like enhance my writing. I was like, man, I was looking up things in there. Like one of the things that people say, like it's very helpful with writing, and they said a lot of great writers, used to smoke cigarettes. And I was like, God damn! I was like, do I have to get into cigarettes now?
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like I actually like thought about it, and I still am kind of thinking about it, but I probably won't ever. But
it's funny. It's not funny. I don't know if I used to smoke. Cigarettes.
I remember you told me.
But on a stressful day, I might quick one, but
right.
But I used to smoke cigarettes.
Tell me what it did to you.
It's bad. I don't want to promote cigarettes.
Oh, of course not. It's bad for your health. Like, everybody knows it.
Yeah, it's very bad. But I hear it calms me the fuck down. And it's weird. It's like,
I hear that.
It's you know what it felt like?
Huh.
And it's weird. It felt like you carrying a backpack all day.
Mm-hmm. And then it's like,
gone. Something just takes it off. It's weird. It's honestly the weirdest thing.
Right.
And you just feel like
it's
if you could see me right now, it's the only way I can explain it. But like
he's extending his arms, like he felt like a weight was lifted off him, he clear kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I've heard that. I've also heard that it keeps you locked in sometimes and stuff like that. And I was like, that could really help me with my writing and stuff like that. But but then again, I feel like.
But I'm pretty sure.
It has different.
I don't think it's cigarettes. I think.
It's kind of people we are.
I think it's breathing.
Yeah.
Think about what you're doing when you're smoking cigarettes. You're breathing. You're inhaling.
Yeah.
And you're exhaling all the shit you just in. And when you do that, maybe 10, 15 times, think about how much better you feel when you do that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Do it. Maybe it's just breathing. Maybe it's not the cigarettes.
No, for sure. No,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? Smoking weed, same thing.
Yeah.
You're inhaling, you're exhaling.
Smoking weed actually it can expand your mind though.
For sure.
There's a benefit.
But like, I don't think when they say cigarettes, I'm sure they could probably mean weed too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just breathing. I think it's all just.
Well, Joe Rogan was talking about that. There is there's something in nicotine that keeps you it's kind of like not like a pick me up, but it keeps you focused on something. You know what I mean? Like it's a lock, which can be a benefit toward whatever you aim it towards. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't want to say try it, brother, because I don't want you to.
No, I know. No. Trust me.
If you want to smoke weed, do it. But.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just cigarettes. I don't know why, but I don't know. I'm still debating on it. I probably won't, but it's just, I don't know. I think about random shit sometimes. But the environment thing I think would definitely help me too. Being out there and shit like that,
expand your mind. You know what? Actually, that should bring that up. It's funny. I was watching a documentary with Lady Gaga.
Oh my God.
Listen, shut up.
I don't want to.
And she said that when she writes music, she smokes weed, and it's the only time she smokes weed is when she's writing music. Now, when she smokes, she says she gets in this mind where when she's writing music, she's telling stories. She said, what did she say? I don't quote me, but she said something like she accesses the point of her brain of
that can't be reached with normal thought.
Exactly. So
that's what weed does to you for sure.
So that's what she does.
Yeah, Joe Rogan writes jokes high. He says, this stuff, it helps, and then, but there's some part of me that I'm like, I don't want an enhancement for my writing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I could feel like it's like a PED.
But think about that though. Like, think of all the great writers. How do you know they didn't smoke? How do you know they don't smoke weed now? How do you know Scorsese don't smoke weed?
No, I know. Well, the thing is, like, there's a lot of pictures of my idols with a cigarette in their hands. I'm like, fuck.
So, you don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. You know what I mean? But yeah, whatever gets the juices flowing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But definitely like sitting in a spot where somebody was murdered.
Fuck.
And just thinking about like, oh, somebody died right here.
So should I have to kill somebody in this room so you just?
Yeah, man, help me out with my writing. Strangle that person over there.
Yeah.
No, of course not. But I don't know. It makes you think. Mm-hmm. It makes you think. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting fact. Back in the Civil War days, when people would go to war, and shit like that, like back in like the 1900s, they would give people booze and alcohol to like, like, I'm gonna kill you, they
hype them up.
Yeah, it hypes them up. But when people started smoking weed in the Vietnam War, it made people think like, expand their mind and be like, why am I shooting at this person? Like it made like, it had a different reaction. Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting, kind of interesting. Which I would, who I'd want to guest on the podcast? I want Danny Diaz on this podcast, man.
Yeah.
I think you'd be great.
We need to get another mic.
Yes, we do.
But yeah.
Plan on getting that.
Danny's gonna get in here for sure.
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah, I have to.
He has to.
His thought process is. It'll make you fucking.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll blow my mind.
You know, it's crazy. And some.
And by the way, Danny Diaz, cannabis abuser, but not abuser, a cannabis user. You know.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he's his thought process will literally like make you think. I don't know what it is, and then some of it will be like, okay, Danny, you're tripping, dog. But like,
I don't know, man. I want to find out.
Yeah, but I like his thought process, and
it's out there.
It's out there.
That's good.
But it makes you think. So.
But the thing is, like, the thing is, when I see Danny, and I talk to him, I was like, there's no like negative energy at all. Like,
he's very peaceful.
Yeah.
Like
a loving and caring person.
Yeah, man. And, there's no hate in that guy at all, and I admire that for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate his presence a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's quite fascinating. Quite fascinating. He gave you a book too, right? He gave you his book. When did he give it to you? By the way?
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. No. Have you started it yet? Or?
I got through one chapter.
Oh yeah. Tell me. Let's talk about it. I have a book here too that it was in my fucking my bag, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot it was in here.
It's just basically. It's basically how you. When you have you ever thought in your mind? Well, I'm sure you have. Everyone has, but like you think of like what's the purpose of life? Like right,
of
like
course.
what's the meaning behind life? What do you know? Like what's the goal? You know?
Absolutely, every day.
So this gives you basically like different scenarios of how your life could be used or utilized or how you can utilize.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a very spiritual book, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
I read one chapter. And
it's the polar opposite of like when the book I told you about the conspiracy against the human race. But I appreciate books like that. You know, I appreciate. I'm glad you're reading it. Honestly,
well, Danny said he read it 3 times.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So it and like we just said, Danny's a very caring and loving person.
Yeah,
if the world would be better if there was a lot more Danny Diaz's out there. But we're actually happy there was only one.
World will be a lot more green for sure.
Yeah, well, I hope he knows that we want him as a guest.
No, I tell him all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Is he down?
He listens to us, so
really?
he's gonna hear this. So,
cool, man. Yeah. I'm glad, man.
Yeah.
I hope to get him in here soon, dude. That'd be really fun and cool, dude.
Yeah, he's great.
But yeah, I got a book here too.
Which one's that one?
It's called The Book of the Giants. It's very anything like because we had a Secret Santa at my work, and my supervisor had me, and he got me a couple comic books, and he gave me I know you're gonna hate this, some Almond Joys, but Hector just gave me a disgusting look because he hates Almond Joys, but whatever, I don't care. But he also gave me this book called The Book of the Giants, and he knows I'm very into like myths and mythology and shit like that, And this kind of falls in the category. It's like it talks about the Watchers, the Book of Enoch. It's kind of like a mythology based on like, I guess the story is like angels, had sex with regular human women and they birthed these giants, and they try to like contain them and feed them, and then eventually they couldn't feed them anymore, so they turned on the humans and they ate all the humans, and they eventually cannibalized each other and whatnot. And so this is all myth and mythology, which I'm sure is bullshit, but the stories like that fascinate me, and I wonder where they come from and stuff like that. So that's what the Book of the Giants is about that I got. I haven't read it yet. It was in my bag, but thought I brought it out and mention it. But yeah, it's pretty gnarly. I saw the look on your face when I mentioned cannibalism. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, yeah.
Get you some ideas.
Yeah, no, that's what they do. That's totally do. Even though I wish I could be a lot more, read books like that, like what Danny gave you, but I don't know, like my mind just goes towards the conspiracy against the human race type of thing. You know what I mean? Not that I believe in them, because I do believe in some positivity. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just it's a more fascinating thing to me.
I'm sure that one that you're talking about expands your mind a
little
bit.
No, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. It talks about like how we're just we're puppets, and it's like consciousness and shit like that. Like it's like I said before, like this guy thinks human consciousness was a tragic misstep of human evolution. It expands your mind for sure, and you have to determine what you're gonna do with that knowledge. And I could either be not a sour, but a morbid fucking bastard and think everybody should walk hand in hand in extinction like the author does, but I don't. I just read it because it is a fascinating outlook. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I'm glad you're starting to read, man.
I want to, man. Good. I want to I feel like movies ain't enough.
Oh no, they're not, man. You know what I mean?
No. And we shouldn't rely on movies. Because when the shit goes down, this is all that's gonna be left. You know.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I mean, I don't know if there's a thing with book reading, where you have to have it in your hand, because a lot of people read their books on their phones and stuff like that. So that's kind of like I'm an old school guy. I have to have a book in my hand. It's a lot more pure. You know what I mean? And like you said, once shit goes down, it's the only thing we're gonna have left. Yeah. Have you read that book, or not read, but like know the story of the Fahrenheit 451? The story is all about like the government. I think it's the government. It's been a while. It's been since high school, but it's about the government is trying to eradicate books completely from people. Like the goal is to like make sure no books on Earth exist anymore.
Really?
Yeah, and like there's people, and then a person involved in there who's doing it kind of like has a change of heart and be like, no, we need this thing. It's very interesting. It's like one of the most like they it's sucky because it gets thrown in college. It gets thrown in like high school, because when you're in high school and you're a kid, you don't want to read books. You know what I mean? That's not the hip thing to do or whatever. You know what I mean? But it is a great book. It's like one of the greatest books ever. Like people put it up there and stuff like that. So.
That book?
Yeah, and I the reason why I say it's unfortunate because I feel like not a lot of people pay attention to it because they're in school and they're like they're not going to appreciate it.
Do you feel like that book should be taught in college?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it is. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like I just feel like it's one of those things like with Shakespeare. Like it's like we're gonna read about Shakespeare. It's art and I don't know. Just a lot of kids are not really into it, or they're how do you say they don't want to be challenged intellectually, or what's the word I'm looking for here? Help me out here. They have very short attention spans. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're so used to like you said, movies ain't enough, and it's very true because like the one thing with movies is it's easier to attain. It's easier to like to retain.
Like I this is why I say that. And I feel like I'm one of those people. I have a very short attention span. Right. And I have to. Well, I don't know now. I mean, right. Before it was like I had to visually watch something to like be interested in it. Now, pictures, or in video say a lot, right?
Yeah.
And when I would read a book, it's like I didn't get.
You didn't retain the thing that was coming off the page.
Right.
It didn't stay in your mind.
Right. So, like, it didn't stay into. And this is gonna sound kind of weird, but like the first book I ever read was a damn Twilight book. I mean, from cover to cover. I mean.
Okay.
Like I've read books, but I've never like finished a whole book, and it was a fucking Twilight book. Whatever. It was actually the second one.
Okay.
I read it before the movie came out. Now, when I read it, I had these images in my head of certain scenes, like how I saw that scene, right?
And then you look
and then you watch the movie, and it's like it's nothing close to what I was thinking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I was just like, in my head, it was better.
No, yeah, for sure.
In my head, the scene was better than in the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I don't know if I read the book that's how the scene was supposed to be, the way I read it in my head, or if that's how it was in the movie. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, me and my buddy Jeff, who reads a lot. Speaking of Fahrenheit 451, the book that I was talking about, there was a certain scene, like a very important scene that happens in the movie that happened recently on HBO. And there was a scene that they added shit to the thing, and Jeff was like you didn't have to add that at all. You know what I mean? It's just as powerful and just as meaningful, without that part. And but the thing is, like I get it from because I want to get in the movie biz, and I kind of get there's the argument like you said, like the book is better, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's benefits to both.
I didn't want to say that because I feel like everybody says that.
Exactly. That's
why I said
everybody. And you're right. Everybody does, and it's kind of it gets annoying a little bit because like of course it's gonna be different. You know what I mean? When you look at a book and you read a book, and you're gonna adapt it to a screenplay. I don't know if anybody's seen a screenplay ever in their life. But it's very, very different from a fucking book. You know what I mean? You have to make it different, and you have to add, and I'm all for, like, if you're adapting something, you have to, like, make it different at least a little bit, you know, because it's not your words. The words have already been said in the book. You have to add your own, adapt something. So I get it, but I feel there's benefits to both aspects of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm glad you're reading. There's a lot of books to be read out there.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, no, it was great.
But the thing is, like, when people like say that they can't read, you know, or they can't, not that they can't read, but like they can't like you said, like retain the information that they're reading and like, you know, the rest or anything like that. Just, you know, it's good. It has other benefits as well. It could expand your vocabulary. It could, you know, it helps you, you know, it helps you kind of with your how, I don't know why this word is escaping me right now. Your attention span. It helps that as well. You know, but another thing, but if you can't, you know, just you could take it slow by slow. Like think like how many pages of, you know, could be in one chapter. Just read a chapter a day. You can read a full book in like within like a couple months. You know, it's like it's not that, you know, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? That's what I tell people. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I'm glad. It's a couple pretty gnarly books that I read. Since we're speaking on the topic, there's one book I read. There's about this guy. He finds like the love of his life. Like he finds his intellectual equal, and you know he falls in love and everything like that. And he, you know, he starts, you know, they vibe, right? They vibe really quick, you know, and like he likes the same shit that they like, or you know, and they vibe, and but she doesn't want to be with him, and that drives him crazy, and he eventually kidnaps her, and he takes her to this island, this deserted island, and he basically holds her captive until she loves him. And yeah, I read that. It's a really crazy book.
What the
yeah, hell? And I gave it to one of my exes, and she hasn't given it back to me. I don't even know if she read a page yet. You know what I mean? I'm kind of mad about that. So, but yeah.
You gave it to one of your exes?
Yeah. Well, we're still friends. Friends. It was after we broke up or whatever. We became friendly. She likes to read as well, and I was like, I read this fucking crazy book. You have to read it. And I gave it to her, and she still hasn't gave it back.
No.
Give me an update. Another crazy story. By the way, this will be the last one I talk about. One of the most out there, it's like one of the most out there things ever, but it's a graphic novel. It's like a comic book, but you know, it's long, and it's about these high school teenagers who are in this late 60s, early 70s, right? Where like, you know, they start experimenting with alcohol and drugs and sex and whatnot, and next thing you know, this STD goes around, right? But this STD is not the typical STD. This STD transforms you into a mutant monster. A mutated monster, and those who become mutated form their own colony in the woods and stuff like that. And there's like a little love triangle going in the story, and it's like one of my favorite stories I've ever read. I read that like 5 times.
But it could only be transmitted through sex.
Through sex, yes.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, and the art is, and it's you know, it's not for kids. It's not a comic book for kids. It depicts sex and you know, alcohol. So you know, I wouldn't show it to your son or anything like that for sure. It's a grown up book, or you know how egotistical that sound, grown up book. But anyway, yeah, it's like one of my favorite stories I ever read. I read that like 5 times.
Yeah,
one of my favorite. The writing and everything. The guy wrote it, and he did the artwork for it too. He did the illustration and he wrote the book. And it's kind of crazy because like some of the art's like psychedelic because you know it's in the 70s, but the whole book is in black and white. And it's like one of my favorite books ever.
Do you feel like there's certain books that should remain books and not movies that are great?
Yeah, well, this book was actually being talked about being into a movie by David Fincher. He did Gone Girl. He did Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Fight Club.
How do you feel about it being a movie?
I would be to me it depends on the filmmaker. You know what I mean? Like if David Fincher were to do the movie, I'd be like, yeah, David Fincher is a great filmmaker. I trust him as a filmmaker, and yeah, so I would be game. But if it was like Michael Bay got the rights to this shit, I'd be like, oh my god, it's gonna be a piece of shit for sure. You know what I mean?
Hey, Michael Bay's game.
Not for Black Hole. He has. The thing is like, okay, if you're like, oh yeah, bro, I read this book and it's about like cars running into each other and big explosion, big bang, you know, a lot of bang in the book and stuff like that, and you know, and Michael Bay's gonna do the movie. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Michael Bay could do a book like that for sure. Not for Black Hole. No? Not for Black Hole.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Like when I heard like Tarantino, like if I heard like Martin Scorsese was gonna do like a fucking Charles Manson movie, I'd be fucking hyped.
Scorsese?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I was like, fucking 70s, fucking 60s, you know, like Charles Manson, like, fuck yeah, Darkness.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese, great director. Fuck yeah, I'm game. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'd be hyped for that. Michael Bay doing a fucking Charles Manson movie. I'm like, oh my god.
There's gonna be so many explosions. He's gonna be blowing cars up and shit for no reason.
Exactly. Charles Manson's gonna walk away from a car and just fucking bang
for no reason.
And there's gonna be a close up to a girl walking with her, you know, in her booty shorts or some shit. Yeah.
He did Bad Boys 2. He should.
It's entertaining for its own, you know, for its own reason. You know what I mean? He did The Rock. The Rock is great.
The Rock's great.
Yeah, that was a
that was a good movie. I like.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I give
Sean Connery great.
Yes, Sean Connery. But yeah. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, like the Book of the Giants that I just talked about right now.
All right, you enjoy it, right?
It's it's very out there, but the thing is, like, man,
imagine that in a movie.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
It'd be fucking ape shit. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy for sure.
So I don't know. I just feel like sometimes the book should remain
no,
a book.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I feel like with some remakes. You know, a lot of shit gets remade, and
I think those remakes are just for money.
Oh, duh.
But like, I think like it's just like
that's the only reason people are flocking to see it.
But it's not meant to be good. You know what I mean? It's not. I think some.
But that's when because like, you know me, you know, I'm not like, you know, I want to make movies, I want to write, and I could earn like a dime a fucking script or whatever. What matters to me is the content, you know. So I don't care. So when I hear that, I immediately be like, okay, if there's no passion in it, I don't want to watch it at all. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's just me. You know what I mean? So, but like, the thing is, like, I want to see some effort, and you know, the thing is, like, I don't know. You see these interviews with these fake Hollywood producers. Oh yeah, we love the source material. Oh, we care so much for it and everything like that. Like, no, you don't. I feel like if you have so much love, like if somebody told me like Paul, all right, dude, like we're gonna give you The Shining, bro. I was like, what? You're gonna give me The Shining? I'm gonna try to make the best fucking. I'm gonna try not to, like, you know, obviously not to live up and not try to top The Shining, but at least do something to do some service to the original. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, do Stanley Kubrick proud, do Jack Nicholson proud. You know what I mean? Like something. An effort, yeah. You know, and like it's fucking for money, you know, what I mean.
Well, obviously you gotta make money.
For sure. I'm not saying it's that, again. Like, me and Mike talked about it.
I just feel like some of it it's like a get rich scheme, like real quick. You know what I mean? Just because of the name, they're trying to make money off the name.
That's exactly what it is.
You know what I mean? And I don't know.
Yeah. But we still flock to see it. You know, I don't. You know, I refuse to see that Ghostbusters movie.
No, I haven't seen it.
And I don't hate on that movie because it has all female cast. No, I'm not a fucking asshole like that. But like it just didn't look good to me. Like, it didn't look good. The comedy seems like, you know, like fart jokes and queef jokes, and it's like, that's not fucking funny to me. Apparently, it's funny to you because you just chuckled at it.
Because you're mocking it, so it's funny to me.
Yeah. Well, there was a queef joke, by the way.
Oh, I don't know.
There was a queef joke. So, the guys who I love watching, Red Letter Media, they did a fucking review of it, and yeah, they talked about all the jokes, and I was like, yeah, that doesn't impress me at all. Yeah. So
I don't know, brother.
But yeah, some stuff should just remain. I mean, but the thing is, like, it's okay to remake it because, like, it's like, dude, like, you know, a lot of people were like, oh, you're gonna ruin my childhood. I was like, dude, it's still gonna be there. You can still buy it. You can still buy it on DVD. You know, it's not gonna, like, you know, I don't know, the lasting impression thing may, you know, fuck people's heads up, but I don't know. Like, the originals are always gonna be there. You know, never talk about authors never remake books. Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know. What was I gonna say?
What were we gonna say, man?
I was gonna get off topic a little bit. How are you and your friend doing?
My friend? Oh.
The one that...
okay.
The one that judged you on your beliefs in Smushmortians.
Yeah. Well, yeah, last time we talked about it.
Yeah, I think we addressed it, right? That she apologized or something, right?
Me and you addressed it. I haven't talked about it on the podcast.
Oh, okay. Then go.
Sorry, yeah, she can't.
So if you heard the last podcast, Paul had...
I don't know if that was the last one, but
previous
podcast.
Paul, you know, we talked about, you know, some beliefs we had with pregnancies or you know how we feel about them.
Relationships too, as well.
You know, of course.
And I have, you know, some.
He has a friend who got really mad at
a very close friend.
Got mad at what he said.
Yes.
And said, basically, I do not ever want you. I don't never want to talk to you again.
I don't want you in my life.
I don't want you in my life anymore.
Yeah. And this it's actually, she's more than a friend.
Okay.
She was, you know, I love this girl a lot.
Okay.
She's done a lot for me in my darkest days. And yeah, she,
let's hear the second chapter.
Well, I was getting ready for work and I was just like chilling, reading a book. And
you guys aren't talking at this point, right? It's been a while. It's been
a while.
It was a few weeks, right?
Yeah, well, it's been a while. I can't remember exactly when, but yeah, I get a message on my phone, and it's her. It says her name. I was like,
"Oh, you never deleted her number." Okay,
I can't.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I can't.
I get you.
Well, it wasn't actually. She didn't send a message. It was
check it out. Just to get off topic real quick. Yeah. We'll get back to your story. Mm-hmm. If I died, would you delete my number?
No, of course not. Honestly.
It's weird, right?
It's really weird.
We'll never delete it because we can't ever call you again, right?
Yeah.
Can't ever call me again, but you'll never delete it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy, right? Yeah. I don't know. Go ahead.
But yeah, for the record, it was my mistake. It was on Instagram. It wasn't on my phone. But I still have not deleted her number.
Gotcha.
And yeah, she sent me a long message saying that she apologized.
Great.
She apologized and she said
she was wrong.
No,
go ahead.
That's not the point of this, Hector. That's not the point. Like when I was talking to her, Anyway, yeah, she admitted she was wrong and she felt like she should have handled it very differently. Mm-hmm. And
I agree.
And I do too. And it's kind of, for those who don't, I've known this girl for like 5-6 years. Mm-hmm. Me and her have been on and off, and but
always remained close.
Yeah, like I said, I love her with all my heart. Like, not to sound like, stereo fucking, like,
gay.
Yeah, you would say gay, but people would say, corny or whatever, or,
gay.
Cheesy.
Gay.
To Hector, gay.
Gay.
But yeah, I love this girl, like, a lot. Like, she meant something to me in my life. She pulled me out of a really dark spot that I don't want to ever talk about.
Much appreciated.
Yes. And but the point is, I've known her for like 6 years, on and off. This woman rarely apologizes. Uh-huh. She admits to me she's stubborn.
She's firm on her beliefs.
Yes, sure. Absolutely. Okay. And that's one of the things I love about her.
Great.
And yeah, she to the fact that I knew she meant it, basically. Like, she wasn't coming back because she needed to talk to somebody. I knew that it was genuine because I was like, she never like does this ever, And she said she missed me so much and that she loves me. And she regrets doing it.
That's great, brother. I'm really glad to hear it because, like I told you in the podcast that we had after when we addressed the situation, I feel like when you love someone and at least for me, when you love someone, you care for someone,
you stick it through, man.
You love them for who they are and what they believe in.
No, exactly.
You don't have to agree with shit they say. Mm-hmm. Like you don't agree with half the shit I say. But you're not gonna stop loving me for for the person I am.
Thought about it a few times, but no, man.
Kidding. But like,
JK.
Like if you truly care for someone, you should never ever cut them out of your life.
No, for sure.
Especially if they make you a better person. Mm-hmm. Danny.
That's one of
Danny smokes weed, whatever. Like that's not my cup of tea, but like I'm gonna love that dude to the end. Yeah. I'll never judge him on anything he believes in.
Of course.
Because I know the good person that he is.
No, for sure.
Same with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you believe in abortions and she fucking hates it, she should not.
Come on, man.
But listen, no. What I'm saying is like,
well, the thing is,
that's your belief, and that's
not for sure. But like, I could understand because look at, like I said, I'm defending her, of course. No. But I agree with you because on my perspective, like, no matter what, you should stick to the person that you love. Mm-hmm. But, I will tell you, like, ever since I met this girl, family has been so important to her.
Right.
And having kids. Right. And, she's native and she lives on a reservation where, like...
They're very prideful people, I know.
Yes, absolutely. So. And they're strong people, by the way. Mm-hmm. She told me stories that, it's crazy. Like, I have such a strong respect for them. Mm-hmm. And, and it's crazy, because, just hearing her back then talk about it, I was like, yes, she wants a family, you know.
So do you think she wasn't mad? She was more just like hurt because she felt like she was going to have a family with you?
Yeah. Because like I said before, I think me and her both know, like, in the end, no matter what happens, like, it's going to be me and her. Like, when
it's all said and done.
Yeah, when I'm settled down and
awesome.
when she's settled down, you know, with money or whatever, like, you know, we're going to end up together, you know, and but who knows what will happen. But I mean, for me, honestly, like, I wouldn't, like, I want that personally, you know, with her. And yeah, she when
she hit you with that low blow, it hurt, huh?
It did, man. It hurt. Yeah. And like I said, it was odd. And I remember, I mean, I talked to her about this, you know, it was a little bit odd because, you know, I was like, I didn't cry or anything like, you know, I'm like, I cried a little bit, but it wasn't like bawling, you know. There was like, you know, it was a tear because I was like, fuck, you know what I mean? I was like, God, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think there's more confusion than hurts, honestly. Hector's laughing at me crying.
Man. I'm sorry, brother.
You're an asshole.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's totally fine. No, I get it. The way I did it, I was like, I cried a little bit. Okay. There's a couple tears shed.
I ain't gonna front, dog.
Like, damn it. All right, I can't lie to myself. I cried a little bit.
We are not little no more. Come on.
Yeah, but it wasn't bawling. I could confidently say that. It wasn't bawling. It was more confusion. Like I told you, like, it was more confusion than anything.
Yeah.
And
it was a gut punch.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, man. You know, but I don't know. Maybe the reason why I didn't bawl is because I kind of felt maybe she would be back. You know, I was hoping, and she did. And I gotta say, you know, ever since she apologized, me and her have talked every night. You know, every time when she goes, because, you know, she has a long drive to work, so, you know, it's a hard time staying up at 11 o'clock. You know, when she's driving, so I keep her up. You know what I mean? And we you know, it was like, you know, we talked about technology. You know, like the, you know, shit that I like talking about. Very insightful conversations about life and death and shit like that. Yeah. So yeah, it was. I'm very happy.
That's good.
She's
brother.
back.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, man. It's because, you know, I don't like hearing shit like that. You know, especially like with you, because I know you're such a good person.
Thank you.
But I'm glad she came to her senses, and, you know.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. One of the things she said, like, I mean, I wish I could actually bring up the messages, but I won't.
No, keep that
yeah,
between you guys.
But yeah, she did. I mean, she basically said, you know, it was like, you know, like, she acted out of anger, and she, you know, she quote unquote said she was like, I'm a stubborn bitch. Like I know, like I have these bitch fits, you know, and
every woman.
Yeah,
does,
for sure.
You know, every woman does, brother. Mm-hmm. You know. Whether you want to call them a bitch fit or just they were throwing a tantrum, like I've
never called her a bitch, by the way. She called herself a bitch.
Yeah, you said quote unquote.
Yeah, quote unquote.
So no, man, but every you know, they're women.
Yeah, well, no. I don't like the way you're putting it.
No, I don't. I just women do that, and women can agree with me. Like they just
all of our women audience just walked out the door.
Nah, brother, they agree with me. I work with women. I'm
look at man, look at. Not all women are like that, okay?
No, dude.
Are you telling me absolutely every single woman in this world? You know there's more than 1 million people in this world, Hector, right?
I think so, brother.
Yeah, and you think they're all the fucking same?
I'm not saying, I never said they're all the same, but every woman throws a bitch fit every now and then. They do. They're women. They're hormonal. It's in their fucking DNA.
You know, I'm just saying I met a few women in my life that are completely different.
Okay, well, good for you. And I'm sure they throw in a bitch fit in their life.
Yeah,
so
they're a lot more better at controlling. How about that? I would say that.
Okay, you know, there's of course I'm with you. There of course there's women that can control it, you know, better than others. But every woman eventually gets to that point where they're gonna throw a bitch fit.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. There's a stereotype.
And I don't want to stereotype them. I don't.
That's how I feel like you're.
No, I don't want to stereotype. I'm just being serious. Like. Even the comics girls that I've known said, yeah, like I've done bitch fits or whatever. Course, like, no, it's no jabs at women. It's just like saying guys are assholes. Guys are assholes. You can be a dick sometimes. I can be a dick sometimes.
No, the whole thing is, I'm only a dick to you.
But you're being a dick. Like,
yeah.
But you could be a dick. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I can be, but I choose not to.
Of course. But
women can't choose not to. Like,
but you've never been a dick to a woman?
No, never.
Never, not once. No woman has ever pissed you off enough to be like, say some stupid shit.
No, Hector, I'm fucking perfect. Well, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, just ask her. She. I mean, like I said, I don't want to pull up those messages, but messages from way before. She was like, I hate how like, and she says she hates it, but like she like, you know, I know she likes it, but like, she was like how like calm you could be during like our fights and stuff like that, because I'm not gonna be like, you know, like, you know, she says something, oh yeah, well, you know, you're an asshole. No, yeah, you know what I mean? No, I'm like, listen, I'm trying to understand. Look at me. I try to understand people. I try to put myself in somebody's shoes. It's not hard.
No, of course not. But what I'm saying is like, I can get it. You said you never been to a dick to a woman. You've never lived with a woman. So that's one aspect.
Very true.
That's one
very
aspect.
True. Yes,
so
absolutely. Good point.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
yes, good point. Absolutely.
You've never. You know, you have anyone's been moody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You never. I've never seen you moody, but I'm sure you have your moments of when you like you don't want to be bothered, or you're reading a book, or if someone's too loud, or some shit, just something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like anyone could catch you at a bad time.
So what you're saying is everybody can throw a bitch fit, even men.
Yeah, it could be dicks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
then why say that and just say, oh, you know, they're women.
Because it's not the same kind of thing. Whatever. It's not the same thing. Shut up. Fuck you. Don't make me fucking...
Just saying.
Shut up. You kill kids.
I didn't kill nothing. We're having a great conversation, man.
You have abortions.
But no, but you know, like
I'm just saying, like you saying you've never been to a dick, but you never lived with a woman. So
that's very true.
So it's just
that's very true. And I don't know, maybe I have. The thing is, like, maybe I have been a dick unknowingly.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? That's happened too. It's how people perceive things, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But for me, it's like I try to respect women as much as possible.
Of course, and I'm not saying you don't, but I'm just saying like.
No, I'm not saying that you did say that. You know, calm down. It's okay.
I'm fine. I'm calm.
I'm calm. It's okay.
It's fine.
We're having a conversation.
It's a great conversation. Yeah. I like this conversation.
Yeah, it's absolutely. But yeah, she's back in my life, and
that's
I'm
great, brother. That's great. Overall, that's great.
Yes.
Woman, you made a good choice. But yeah, man.
But what you're trying to say is 0.1 for the guys.
Yeah, guys got a point on this one. When a girl apologizes, it's always a good day. I'm just talking shit. I'm just playing.
That's funny. Oh, is that my glove?
No, it's actually my sock. I was trying to get my boarding pass here. Oh no, this is pass. Daniel Diaz. This is Danny's book.
Why do you have Danny's boarding pass?
Because it was in his book.
Oh, okay.
But it's a plane ticket.
Oh, well, that's funny.
But I thought it was mine. I was like, Daniel Diaz.
You could use it as a bookmark.
That's exactly what I think what he was using it for.
That's funny.
Put that back in there.
I used to make my own bookmarks.
Really?
Yeah.
I think this one says too.
He had a bunch of bookmarks for you.
Nope, that one's mine. This is my plane ticket.
He's crumbling up a piece of paper. For those who can't see. I mean, obviously you can't see where it's audio.
Man, you think we should start recording these?
Like off. Do you have a camera?
I think I'm gonna invest in it.
Huh?
You buy a camera, I buy a camera.
Okay.
Seriously.
Wait till listen. I bought a 50-inch TV the other week.
Man, I know.
Give me some time.
I'm not saying now.
You're just throwing all this shit on my back right now, man.
I'm not saying.
Buy a camera.
I'm not saying now.
I know, man. I know.
Hey, how's that TV?
That's great. It's great. Kind of pissed off that
it's a Fire TV. Fire.
Yeah, it came with it's a Fire Stick built in a fucking TV. It's 4K.
Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. Yeah, it's great because I have a Fire Stick that I have unnecessary now because I watch my New Japan on it. But like now that I have this Fire Stick TV, I don't need it anymore. So I was like, now I have a Fire Stick I could sell, I guess. But I don't know.
You give it to me.
If you want it, free charge, you can have it. You really want it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's yours.
Great.
Should have told me to bring it.
Yeah, next time. What was I gonna say? But yeah, man, dude, I think that's a great conversation.
What?
How you were talking about like maybe I've been a dick and I don't even know.
Oh yeah.
But who is to determine if you're being a dick or not?
No, the person who's perceiving it. I don't know. Like, I could have said I could have said something and somebody but my intention wasn't to like hurt them or like be a dick, but like they kind of perceived and took it as me being a dick. It's a possibility too. It happens all the time.
I think it's the way people are like defensive too. Fucking shit. I think it's the way people are defensive too.
Defensive, huh?
Yeah. 'Cause what if you were telling me some shit and it hurt me, but the only reason it hurt me is because it's true. Now I could call you a dick and you'd be like, "Fuck, I was being a dick."
Yeah.
But maybe you weren't being a dick. Maybe you were just telling me the fucking truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of examples here, because I could be like, I don't know, because like, it could be like a person you barely met, like, because I like to fuck around and shit like that. Firsthand. I could be like a grade A dick, like number.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like,
I think it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, exactly. That's why we do it, because it's funny. It makes us laugh. So we
which are basically just trying to be as mean as we can to each other, just to make each other feel stupid.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
I think that's the goal.
No,
I think that's the goal.
There's some times where I'd be a dick to you, and I'm like, I hope you didn't take that wrong way.
There's sometimes where I do take it the wrong way, but I know you're just kidding.
Yes,
no, but I take it the wrong. I'm like, fuck it, But I know you're just kidding.
There's one time I can't remember when, but I was like, I'm gonna go apologize. And I was like, nah, I can't do that. I can't apologize. That'll make me look weak. He's gonna be like, oh, like I know you're being a dick. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No, I don't get. I don't get I don't get offended. Like I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. I get offended. Like fuck this dad. Like this dude. Like.
Well, that's the goal.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
But what I'm saying is I don't know. I think the goal is we insult each other or we talk shit just to make the other person feel stupid for a second, right? So
we do.
You know what makes you mad? I'm only gonna tell you this because we're recording. I'll never tell you. I would have never told you this if we weren't. But when you go, yes, Hector. Yes, when you do that stupid ass face, it's yes, Hector. We know. Fucking bro, I want to sock you. I want to sock you with your fucking forehead. My eyes
widen, I'm. You know what's fucked up about it? It's because I look at you like you're a child.
Yeah.
That's how I look at you. I'm like,
dude.
Yes.
I fucking want to sock you in your forehead so bad. I want to sock you in the middle of your fucking forehead. Nowhere else, just in the forehead. Hard as fuck.
It's very hittable.
Hey. Yes, Hector. Oh, I can't stand that shit.
Yeah, I could get it. I get it.
Oh, that bugs the shit out of me. But it's funny, so.
What else do I do that's kind of
you do all kinds of shit.
Or when I tell you the other day I was laughing at
what?
Where we're talking about wrestling and you got something wrong or something like that, and I was like, looked at you and I was like, how embarrassing. I thought about that and I started laughing.
That's like what I said earlier when I was like, George Washington died, and you were
I could have been like,
you were like, George Washington. Once you were like, who?
I was like, who? Like, kill me? I was like,
are you dense?
Are you dense? I'm trying to think of what would you do that fucking bugs the shit out of me.
I don't do anything.
No, don't make me look like a dickhead here. You do some shit here.
I don't do anything stupid like that. Like, yes, Paul. No, I don't do that shit. I just say stupid shit to make you laugh.
Yeah, when you say some stupid shit too, yeah. Like when you say free 6ix9ine and shit like that.
Free my boy 6ix9ine. Free my boy 6ix9ine.
He doesn't know you exist.
It don't matter. Free my boy 6ix9ine for sure.
What else does? There's some. No, you know what I was thinking? Because didn't we talk about one time on a podcast where I was like, what grinds your gears? What gets on your nerves the most? And then at the time, I don't know. Have we ever talked about that? Just in general.
Probably. I don't know.
But the thing is, I remember at the time I was like, I can't think of nothing. But then I found out what the fuck it was.
What?
Okay. I don't know if it's like this for other people. It's not even that bad, but it pisses me off.
Grinds your fucking gears.
Yeah, it brings my piss to a boil.
Okay.
It's like so I live with a lot of people a little bit,
A little bit. 15.
Yeah. A little bit lower than that, but all right. Yeah, it's being exaggerated. Okay, but well, we get sodas, right? We get cans of sodas.
Okay.
I think do you know where this is going? We're like, okay, they start drinking it, right? But anyway, so yeah, they drink a can of soda, right? And then they leave it there on the counter, right? They leave it there on the counter, and then they go do something else. And they just leave it there, and they don't get it. They waste soda.
Oh, like leave it half.
Yes, half full. And that irritates the fuck out of me. I was like, God damn it! I was like, what the shit?
When we have parties,
and
when we're cleaning up all the drinks and shit that are left. A lot of the times they're all full. You would hate cleaning my fucking house.
That's infuriating to me, man. Like, what the fuck? Finish your goddamn drink.
Dude, that shit's so... You would hate it. It's so many full... You don't... Dude. When we're sitting there, cleaning and we're getting the soda, so we're putting it in the can, we're, emptying all the soda in the sink.
Oh, my God.
That so that bothers you?
Yes, it really does. Well, no, because I remember one time I saw, Cruz. He drank half of it. And then he, leaves there. And I just think he forgets about it. And then he goes to the fridge and he gets another one. And I grabbed that full soda from his hand. I was like, no, that's mine now. You finish this because you left it over there. Mm-hmm. That makes me mad. I don't know why.
It pisses you off?
It grinds my fucking gears.
Oh, brother.
I don't know.
No, you get the old one.
You have to.
Poor Cruiser.
What the fuck, man? I don't know. I don't get it. Like you're thirsty, right? You got to drink because you're thirsty.
He wants a cold, sizzly one.
Drink the one.
The other one's not sizzle.
Drink it while it's fucking sizzled. You know, whatever the fuck it is, bubbly.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, shit grinds my gears, not like that. But
like what?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're gonna think about it. You're gonna think about it one day in the middle of the week, and you're like, "Fuck, I know now."
Like a lot of shit annoys me.
It's not good.
But like nothing like that. Nothing that like something that happened to me during the week where I'm like, okay, this shit's bugging me.
I don't know.
Let me see.
I feel like it's irresponsible.
What annoys me? Let me see. What annoys me? I don't want to say some shit that I
do. What?
I said I don't want to say some shit that I do.
Shit
that people do that I do too, but it only annoys me when other people do it.
Do it, man.
I don't know.
Or you just forget about it if you can't think about it. It's totally fine. But I just wanted to share that because it gets on my fucking nerves sometimes.
That shit's funny.
Yeah, I guess it infuriates me. It's not funny to me. Fuck you gonna do? Fuck you gonna do?
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Dude, I heard a lot of people with New York accents.
Oh.
That shit is awesome. I fucking love it. Yeah. I try to sound like a New Yorker.
But the thing is, like, you know, we have accents to them.
We do. And they spotted me from a mile away.
Oh, you a California boy, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And I'm like, yes, I am.
I'm from California. That is correct.
I'm from California.
And where the beaches are.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it is. It's like that. It's funny. Dude, bro, I ran into the kingpin in Brooklyn, bro.
Ooh.
I don't know. Some kid. So, we're on the subway, right?
Okay. All right.
And this kid's like, he's paying for his subway ticket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's like 16, 17, maybe 18.
Young cat.
Young dude. My brother. Like, he looks like my brother. So, he's paying for his subway ticket. She says, oh, it's like such and such. He pulls out a fucking brick of money.
What?
Hundreds. All hundreds. And he's like, I have like a 20 or 10 in here somewhere. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, this kid sells fucking drugs for sure. I'm like, oh my God. And it's all folded money and shit, but it's all hundreds.
I got
and I'm like,
somewhere.
I'm all looking and shit.
Let me hold that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm all looking, I'm trying to lurk on it. I'm like, and then I'm like, I'll whoop this kid's ass. I was like, I could kick his ass and I'll fly back home tomorrow with that money.
That's kind of crazy. I would feel kind of like, I don't know, man. I would feel uncomfortable having like a lot of money.
I don't know how he does it. I was like, dude, I don't know if it's his uncle's money, he stole it. I'm like, he's out here flaunting that shit. And I was like, man, if I kill this kid.
I was just going to say, I was like, you know, people kill people for money.
I was like, if I kill this kid, he's probably a made kid. That's probably why he's comfortable. I was thinking all kinds of shit in my head, but I was like.
All these scenarios.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. It's crazy. Very crazy. I was like, he's a kingpin in New York for sure.
That's funny. That's crazy. I'd feel so uncomfortable. I'd feel so scared.
Yeah.
I'd be like, man, if somebody found out that I had this amount of money on me, like, they would probably kill me for it.
There's all these people around. He had one friend.
There's not enough backups, Bren.
Yeah, he's probably strapped or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we know now.
But yeah, hopefully it was crazy. I was like, that's how they get down over here? I was like so confused.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, I mean, if I had that chunk of change on me, I'd be kind of paranoid. I wouldn't try to, like, bring it out at all.
Yeah.
Like, that's for some other shit. I'd bring the 20 separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my wallet.
It was nuts for sure.
That's crazy, man.
But yeah, man, I don't know.
Sorry.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, man. I think this is a pretty good episode. I think it was pretty fun.
It was funny. I had fun with this one.
Yeah, me too.
I think we kind of were everywhere with it.
Yeah, but those sometimes are the best ones, kind of. I don't know.
But yeah, man. I just want to get something off my chest real quick.
Oh no.
The last couple of episodes, I kind of was talking about how, yeah, man, like they're not as much views as the other one. and I was like,
oh yeah, when you started to talk,
I was starting to like care about that shit.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, I thought you said you didn't.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I caught myself caring about that shit, and I shouldn't have. Yeah. I just wanted to say sorry.
No, it's okay.
And I was like thinking like, fuck, what can I do? Like, because I felt like I wanted to grow our shit. I felt like I was thinking of growth.
Yeah, which is not a bad idea, but
yeah, but like, I at the same time I caught myself thinking like, this is not why.
That's making it unnatural.
Yeah, this is not why I do this.
Right.
So I was thinking to myself like, I do it because I like doing this. It helps me get shit off my chest. I enjoy talking to you. So yeah, the views have been down, but I still fucking enjoy doing this. I enjoy it more than when I was doing it when I first started. You know what I mean?
That's good.
So
that's all that matters.
I appreciate everybody who listens, especially all the way through, because me and him literally just bullshit all the whole way.
Yeah.
And none of this is like planned. We literally come on here and talk. I've said this before. Yeah. But I appreciate everybody who listens, and
it doesn't matter if there's 30, 40, or 12 or 10. It doesn't matter, man.
It's great, and I want to.
It still blows my mind. Just the fact that I got 12 people listen to me. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel. You know what I mean? It's it's fine, man. You know what I mean?
We said this before. We want to get another person, but I'm literally legit looking to getting a mic, dude.
Let's do it,
for someone else. I want to get another thing on here. I think we got enough. We got enough to get 2 more people on here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna be interesting and
fun. We're gonna need to take turns on talking. That would be too much.
I don't know. No talking over each other. That's number one.
Yeah, we do.
I'll make sure that happens.
Yeah, me and you do that shit enough.
Yeah. It's hard to do.
Yeah. It's hard for everyone to get their fucking word in.
Yeah, man.
So yeah. So you guys we're gonna grow with this.
Yeah.
It's still very early in the stages.
Yeah, man.
I told Paul, like, I want to eventually start video recording so you guys can actually see us having these conversations. You can see how
ugly we look.
Well, I don't give a fuck, but, like, our expressions of when we're talking. Because I think that's funnier than anything.
No, for sure, yeah.
Like, our expressions of when we're talking are fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Especially your faces. Not because you're ugly or anything.
No. I've been told that my expressions are pretty,
They're great. Yeah. So, I think that would, maybe intrigue more people. Not that I give a shit, but
it'd be fun.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I think it's gonna be a little more editing, but it'd be fun.
Yes.
But yeah, man. So you guys, you're still riding with us, man. I appreciate it. You guys are great.
Okay, hold on. There's one thing I want to get off my chest.
Do it, brother.
Not really getting off my chest. It kind of makes me seem like an asshole. But I remember telling Mike about this when we got off the podcast, because me and Mike went to go chill at my house just for a little bit.
The one from what you did last week?
Yeah, we recorded, and we're just talking about me and Mike talk about horror and stuff like that, movies, and we were talking about like reptiles and shit like that. And I was like, it was some weird thing that came up, and then I told him, I was like, man, you know what I thought of? And he was like, what? I was like, when I was in middle school, like I got my I was like, that's when I started like talking to the girls on my phone and shit like that, exchanging pictures one time. And I was like, there's this one time I was like really digging this chick, and like she sent me a picture of her turtle, and it kind of turned me off. Yeah. I was like, that's not attractive. I was the girl who fucking dished me. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with you anymore.
Are you serious?
No, I didn't do that to her. I still talked to her. I wasn't that big of a dick. But I don't know, for some reason, like, it didn't turn, like, it was a turn off.
What the fuck?
She has a pet tortoise. I was like,
that girl stressed out about her?
No, it was weird, dude. I'm telling you, like, it was weird. Like, I was like, ew. It makes me look like an asshole because I was a dickhead little kid, I guess. But like. I kept on telling you, like, no, like, but that didn't really tell me, like, that wasn't the reason why we didn't work out or anything. It was some different reasons. But I remember specifically for some reason that day, like, it turned me off for some reason. And then I was like, there has to be, like, a psychological thing to it. So I looked up every fucking question or phrase you could think of to find out on Google. Fucking nothing. I'm just a dick.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, I'm just fucking weird. And then, me and Mike found this article. No, rape is not funny, ladies and gentlemen. It's not funny at all. But like, there's something happened to this woman. She was like, she got too drunk with a bunch of friends in Hawaii, and she had a pain in her abdominal region, her lower abdominal region, and like she went to like the hospital and like they like found out what was wrong, and it turns out it was a fucking baby turtle inside her vagina, and like they think like somebody maybe lodged it in there and it was dead, and it caused infection. It was all bad.
That's fucking sick.
It was. I mean, like you know, because we were laughing about my turtle turnoff for some reason, and then we instantly were like, oh, like that's fucking crazy. That's fucking disgusting.
Damn, those guys are nasty.
Well, we don't. She said the last thing she remembers, she was with friends. So like we don't know. Like it could have been a case of friends being stupid and be like, oh, I'm gonna put this turtle in her vagina. You know, it was fucked up though. It was poor. I was like, poor turtle. You know, poor girl. But yeah, it was fucked up. It was weird. I know that's probably.
You know how bad this shit probably stunk. Like for the gynecologist to be in there and be like, damn, like turtles stink already, dog.
see, that's why it turned me off, bro.
Turtles stink already. And when it's inside a fucking vagina that's infected, oh, dude, I could. Oh, that shit fucking stinks.
I didn't want to take it there, but you did, man.
Oh my god, the thing like
it was lodged
imagine
up there.
Telling a girl like, do your vagina smell like there's a fucking turtle in it?
I don't know if that's how it works, man. I don't know.
It smells like you have a dead turtle in your vagina. Oh my god.
Poor girl, man. This happened recently. It was like September of like last year.
That fucking sucks. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible
I'm a terrible person because the turtle turned me off to this girl.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
And I think we should end it there.
Hey,
that's the way.
I'm glad that shit got told. That was awesome.
I don't know why, but I felt compelled to say it.
Dude, that's great. That was gold.
Oh my god, I was like, what the fuck? But anyway, yeah, a minute and 30. Not a minute. That would be crazy. An hour and 31 rather that we got into this.
So, I said an hour and 30 before we started.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, my turtle debacle landed us at 30 apparently. But yeah, man, let's wrap it up here, man. Let's go get some decorations, dude.
All right. I'm Hector.
I'm Paul, man. Final Round Podcast. Later.